The popular belief that the adult brain is fixed is one of the most harmful myths in neuroscience. Decades of research on adult neuroplasticity show the brain continues to rewire itself well past 40, 50, and 60. It just does so under different rules. Bogdan Dragansky's landmark Nature study documented measurable gray matter growth in adults after just 3 months of skill practice. The ceiling on habit formation after 40 is almost never biological. It is procedural. After 40, your brain still rewires, but through myelin and network refinement instead of raw neuron growth. Habits form slower at first, then consolidate more deeply. Novelty, effort, sleep, and aerobic activity are the switches that unlock adult plasticity. This is not decline. This is a different mechanism. Once you know the rules, habit formation after 40 is entirely within reach. Today, evidence comes from Arthur Kramer and Kirk Erickson's Trends in Cognitive Sciences review on physical activity and cortical plasticity, Bogdan Dragansky's Nature paper documenting gray matter change from 3 months of training, Daphne Bavlia's Journal of Neuroscience work on removing molecular brakes on adult plasticity, and Douglas Fields' research on myelin plasticity across the adult lifespan. Bogdan Dragansky and colleagues scanned adults before and after 3 months of learning to juggle. MRI revealed significant gray matter expansion in the midtemporal and posterior intraparietal cortex, regions that process visual motion. When participants stopped practicing, the gray matter partially receded. The finding was historic because it showed adult brains structurally remodel in response to practice. Habit formation at 40 and beyond relies on this same structural mechanism. Habit formation changes character across 4 adult decades. In your 20s, raw neuron plasticity is high and habits form fast but consolidate shallowly. In your 30s, myelin production peaks and practice behaviors become increasingly automatic. In your 40s, plasticity shifts toward network efficiency. Habits take longer to install but bind more durably. From the 50s onward, aerobic exercise and sleep become the dominant levers that keep plasticity gates open. Kirk Erickson's 2011 PNAS randomized trial enrolled 120 adults averaging 66 years old. One group walked 3 times weekly for a year. The control group stretched. MRI at 1 year showed the walking group's hippocampus, the brain's memory and habit consolidation structure, had grown approximately 2% larger, while the control groups had shrunk by about 1.5%. Aerobic exercise reversed the typical age-related shrinkage of this critical structure. 4 measurable adult plasticity levers emerge across the research. Aerobic exercise shows the single largest effect on preserving and expanding brain volume. Novelty, learning genuinely new skills rather than repeating familiar ones, drives the strongest gray matter change. Deep sleep consolidates new behaviors into durable circuits. Effortful attention during practice determines how much myelin wraps the circuit. These 4 are the unlock codes for habit formation after 40. The most damaging myth about the adult brain is that neuroplasticity ends somewhere around age 25. The claim is repeated everywhere and is simply wrong. Daphne Bavlia's Journal of Neuroscience review demonstrated that adult plasticity is not absent, it is gated. Molecular brakes exist, but behavioral interventions like aerobic exercise, effortful novelty, and focused attention release those brakes. The adult brain does not stop changing. It requires different keys. 3 steps to build durable habits after 40. First, choose a truly novel skill. Novelty is the single strongest trigger for adult gray matter change. Second, engage effortful attention during practice. Passive repetition does not myelinate circuits, focused difficulty does. Third, protect deep sleep the night of practice. Sleep is when new behaviors consolidate into automatic circuits. Novel practice, focused effort, deep sleep. That is the adult plasticity protocol. 5 practical moves to lock in adult habit formation. Walk or run 3 times weekly for cardiovascular-driven plasticity. Pick one novel skill and practice it 15 minutes daily with full attention. Log every session to reinforce identity. Protect 7 to 8 hours of sleep on practice nights. And give any new adult habit at least 12 weeks before judging it. Consolidation after 40 takes longer, and the payoff is deeper. 3 if-then plans that lock adult habit formation into daily life. After your morning coffee, lace up your shoes and walk for 20 minutes. This is the aerobic lever. After dinner, sit down for 15 minutes of focused novel skill practice before opening any screen. When you notice a new habit feels harder to install than it would have at 25, remind yourself that is the mechanism working. The payoff comes in durability, not speed. The aging brain is not a fixed brain. It is a brain whose plasticity operates by different rules. Gray matter grows in response to 3 months of novel practice. Aerobic exercise reverses hippocampal shrinkage. Myelin thickens around effortfully attended circuits. Deep sleep consolidates new behavior. Choose a novel skill, practice with focused attention, protect aerobic activity and sleep, and give it 12 weeks. Habit formation after 40 is not harder. It is different, and in some ways, more durable. Subscribe to Habits, backed by science, for weekly peer-reviewed research applied to the habits that directly improve how you think, feel, and perform. Before you close this video, pick one genuinely novel skill, something outside your current routine, and commit to 15 focus minutes tomorrow. That single session begins the exact mechanism Dragansky measured. Your adult brain is still listening. It has just been waiting for the right signal.